Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about a visual analysis. And in this video, I'm going to illustrate how one practices a visual analysis using a work of art that we are going to study this semester. I will go over the two parts of doing a visual analysis using an example that you see here, the Critias boy, done in Athens in the 5th century BCE. I will then model a visual analysis of a photograph of myself, which will be in the discussion assignment that you will have to do, and this will serve as a jumping off point to get you familiar with what you will be doing. Okay, so as you can see here, a visual analysis is a means of looking at the form of a work of art. This is something that we are going to do through the semester. A visual analysis and formal analysis are the same thing, and these terms can be and will be used interchangeably throughout the semester. And a visual analysis is the analysis of the formal features of a work of art. Now, sometimes it's helpful to clearly understand what a visual analysis does not do. A visual analysis does not talk about the iconography of a work, that is, the symbolism or subject matter of a work of art. It does not talk about the political meaning of the work. It does not talk about what else was being produced when it was created. It doesn't even talk about when it was produced or who created the work. So that is a lot of information that we don't have to worry about, which is the good thing of a visual analysis. So we begin a visual analysis by really observing the work of art closely, and this is something we've had practice with before. Now we write down what the details are that we see, and I want to remind you of the formal aspects of a work, which include scale, composition, pictorial space, form, line, color, and texture. Now, not all of these things apply to every single work of art. For instance, pictorial space is something we really use to talk about two-dimensional objects. Okay, so I've gone ahead, and let me get rid of this. I've gone ahead and made some observations that you can see here. The details that I see a male nude youth. I see a clear midline down the body. I see that the head is turned to the left. I see the eyes are a dark negative space. I see a diamond-shaped lines here and form around the abdomen. I see smooth, contoured, undulating forms in the body and the thighs. I see a subtle S curve of the hips right here that create this S curve. And I see that it is created of this white marble that has broken elements. Now the next step, once I've made my observation and listed the details that I see, is to relate the effects that these details have. And there you see the details that I've observed, and now here are the effects these details have. The naturalistic body looks supple, symmetrical, and relaxed. I see the diaphragm appears to expand as if this figure is breathing. His head is turned as if he is looking beyond us, conveying interest or a lifelike quality. And the delicate organic quality to the broken marble is evident. Okay, you see what I've done there? I've taken the details that I've observed and I've written down the effects that these details have. Now, it is helpful when writing a visual analysis to begin with a main claim, usually one that reflects the overall organization of the work. And in this case, I have created one for you, and I have written, Critias boy conveys a lifelike quality through various naturalistic formal qualities. And then in my writing, I would go through to list these in the paragraph below. Naturalistic body that looks supple, symmetrical, and relaxed. A diaphragm that appears to expand as if he is breathing. His head is turned as if he is looking beyond us, conveying interest or a lifelike quality. There is a delicate organic quality to the broken marble. And all of my observations and my effects are now kind of organized around my main kind of thesis or my statement. And this is how one goes about with a written visual analysis. Okay, so now we have a discussion assignment coming up to create a visual analysis of a photograph of yourself. And you can choose a photo of you by yourself, with friends, with someone else that you know. And I have gone ahead and done this, and you will see I have included a picture of myself and my dad. I have entitled the work, Taking a Break, Annalie and Her Dad at the Rijksmuseum Cafe in Amsterdam, done in 2015. Okay, so now here we go. We're going to go through the process. I'm going to remind you of the formal features of the work that we are attempting to, there, I'll bring this down. We can talk about the work in terms of scale, composition, the arrangement of forms, pictorial space, form, line, color, and texture. It's always good to kind of have these in your mind as you're going through the observation stage of your formal analysis. So what details do you see? I see two figures, male and female, a patterned bricked wall with horizontal bands behind the figures, a thick white vertical polar line between the figures, rounded arches on either side behind each person. Figures have a similar curved sloped shoulders and crossed arms. Both figures wear shades of blue against the red and white background. There are symmetrical sides, including the wall, the figure, and then the arched door, and then the densely textured of the middle of the composition that opens up to the outside. So those are my formal observations. So now I've got to do part 2, which is what is the effect of these details. And I say the composition is fairly symmetrical, conjoining the two figures. The center draws the eye, is red and textural, rhythmically connecting the two figures, although they are divided by a thick vertical pole. Both figures are nearly framed by the rounded arches behind that echo the roundness of their heads. There is a sense of connection between the figures created by shades of blue that they both wear, by the similarly rounded shoulders, crossed arm gesture, similar facial features, and relaxed expression. Okay, so there is my effects. And then I say, good luck and have fun as you learn a new skill. Okay, it takes practice to do this, but you'll get there. We'll have plenty of opportunities, and enjoy working with your photo.